Hi guys, it's Louie Beecham here from Made of Stone. Today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different. I thought I'd do a little bit more of a personal video so that you guys can get to know me. Plus I think it's nice to have a bit of context about my channel, and, you know, why I love rock indie music so much, and you know, the degree to which I like it so much. Basically, my channel's called Made of Stone, as you know. There's a reason for that. It's because the Stone Roses are one of my favourite bands of all time, probably my favourite band. I was lucky enough to go see them at the Etihad Stadium last year on the 17th of June, and it completely changed my life. Previous to that, I had realised that the Stone Roses were my favourite band. They've been so for a while, ever since I first heard Waterfall, which my granddad played for me. Not on a guitar or anything, just played it for me, so I think it's got kind of a memory to it. But then as I got older, I learned to go find the songs myself, got some of the albums, had a listen, and you know, the whole love for it rekindled again. So I knew they were my favourite band, and obviously they have the symbol of the logo of the lemon, and I spotted that on one of the covers, and I was like, I love that image so much that, you know, I'd like to have that made into a tattoo. Obviously there's a bit more context to it in that I remember reading that Ian Brown was speaking to a man who'd been involved in the 1968 riots in Paris, and to basically the antidote for the tear gas that was sent at them was to bite down on a lemon. So it's got a bit of a protection thing to it as well, which I think is adorable. I think, you know, there's a bit more of a deeper meaning to that, but for me it's very simply that I like Stone Roses and I like the logo. So I first had the outline done of the lemon and the segments, because obviously it's like a cut in half lemon so you can see the segments. And I decided I wasn't going to have colour yet because I've got two other tattoos and they're both black, just plain black lines. So I didn't know whether I wanted to, you know, take the step and have the colour done, or whether I wanted to sort of keep up a bit of a theme going. But then, after a few years of people asking me why I've got a pinwheel tattooed on me, saying, oh, I love your lime, you know, it started to get a bit frustrated. And also in myself, I realised that, you know, it didn't look as good as it could do. So I went back to the tattoo artist and I've had it redone. So I'm going to show you it. Right guys, so here is my tattoo. You can tell that it's kind of still healing at the moment. It's a little bit not like it's going to look when it's going to be finished, but still I think it shows a nice impression of what it will look like. I've got the dot shading done on it because I thought that was the texture of the original logo and I quite appreciated that. It's got a mustard yellow rather than a brighter yellow because I've only got black tattoos otherwise. I thought it'd be a bit intense to go for something that's bright when I've not really had it colour done before. Right, so now you've seen it, so you've got a little bit of context about it. I thought I'd just mention as well that the reason why I went for the white sort of highlighter on the edge of the lemon is because I've been looking at loads of different sorts and I couldn't decide which one I wanted that I liked the most, and also which one, you know, was the original. So as I was like sort of showing them to my friend in the tattoo studio, a man came over to me and said that actually the original one was just normal and they printed it onto a white t-shirt, and then the white sort of showed through on the lemon, on the yellow, and they liked it so much that they just decided to keep that instead. So I quite like the little bit of backstory there, and you know, it's more like a mistake on an original piece, so I appreciated that more, so that's why I went for that one. So obviously I'd already had the outline done, so there wasn't having to draw out anything or do a stencil. It was very simply just looking at a picture of it and then looking at me and sort of moving it from there. So it was actually the dotting process first, which didn't hurt as much as, you know, the next part, because I'd already had, you know, black lines done as well. It's not as intense, it doesn't sort of dig into your skin as much. And I will say, I mean, other people have got different pain tolerance to me, but I don't find it particularly painful at all. In fact, a couple of times they've had to ask me if I'm asleep because I kind of just doze off a little bit because it doesn't really get to me. I mean, obviously other people are different, but that's just my personal experience. So they was doing the dotting, so that was sort of, it would get more painful as it moves towards my ribs because that's the more sensitive part on the bone. And then obviously if it moved up a bit towards my armpit, that's where you got all your nerve endings, so it would hurt a bit then. But other than that, it was fine. Then he did the yellow. Now, the difference between that normal sort of black tattoo and having colour done is that there's 4 needles instead. And it's going to sound gross, but it's not that bad. They sort of scrape along your skin to kind of push the colour in and around on you. And that hurt a little bit more because first of all I hadn't had it done before, so it was a bit of an unknown pain, and also because obviously if it's dragging along the same bit again and again, it's going to hurt. And again, as I said, towards my ribs, towards my armpit, that would sort of peak in the pain. But still, I had it finished, you know, it wasn't that painful. I didn't cry, I didn't shout out or anything. And then when that was done, it was then just adding the white on top, didn't really hurt. It was on top of the yellow, which had just been done, so a little bit sore maybe. And it literally took about, I'd say, half an hour to 40 minutes, so it wasn't that bad. It didn't cost very much either. It cost about £35, which I think is quite good for saying that. I mean, obviously I paid for the original part, but to have that done and in such a quick time, I was really pleased, and I absolutely love it. Like, it was one of those things where I was a bit unsure, obviously having waited so long to have it come being redone, but I honestly, it was worth it so much. I love it. Everyone said that it looks nice who have seen it. I mean, my dad's a big Stone Roses fan as well. He came to see me, came to see them with me at the Etihad Stadium. And, you know, he's been going on about me having it finished because it didn't look great as just the stencil, because obviously it was missing the whole element of it. And he even said that looks much, much better. So I'm pleased with it. But yeah, I do say, if you're thinking about getting one and you're just a bit scared about the pain, don't worry about that. It does not hurt as much as people may make out to be. And you have to remember that it's going to be done at some point, and you'll have a beautiful tattoo to look at the end of the day. If you're worried about, you know, maybe not liking it, get it in a place where you're not too, you know, you're not going to have it out on a day-to-day basis, just in case. But, you know, that if anything's going to hold you back, then that shouldn't be it, because, you know, there are ways to get rid of it if you don't like it or cover it up. You've seen, you know, what's it called, that tattoo fixers thing. So, you know, don't be afraid to do anything like as permanent as what it is, because I love mine, and I know, again, subjective, but there's a lot of people who say you shouldn't get a tattoo, but I think you should if you've got something that you want to put on your body that's meaningful or that you like. So yeah, that's the end of this video. It's just a little bit of like a sort of personal account of my tattoo, and yeah, I'll see you later on in the week then, so thank you for watching.